Um, this is my first vlog. I don't know if I say first as if there are going to be more, but really I don't know. I guess we'll see what the reaction to this video is. That will probably determine if I make any more. And also I don't know how often I would make them if I do continue to make these videos. Every day is probably too often. I might do it every week, but it might end up being just every other, I don't know, every few months or something, I don't know. I think that what I want to be the focus of what I talk about is social anxiety, because that's the huge issue that I am currently experiencing. Well, not just currently, but like for the past several years. And I mean, there's so much to say about social anxiety. Like, I don't even know where to start. And like, there's way too much for one video. Oh gosh, I don't know. Anyway, I've been wanting to make a video for a very long time. It took like a very long time for me to sort of work up the, I don't know, courage, I guess, to make a video. But it was actually the other day was when I really decided that, like, yes, I was going to make a video very soon. It was when I saw, like, the other day I saw this girl's channel on YouTube, and she talks about her social anxiety, and I was like, wow, so other people have, like, talked about their social anxiety too, like, they've, like, come out in a sense. And then I was like, well, maybe I should too. I think that it would be a good outlet for me, at least, because I don't really talk to a lot of people in real life, because my anxiety is like really strong. So this could be a good outlet. But anyway, so this one girl, I think I'll post her channel below. Her name is Emily, and she is a university student like me, and she talks about her social anxiety a lot. So I was like, wow, like maybe I should, like I could do that too. So anyway, it's because of her that I got the courage to do this. I've never actually been diagnosed with social anxiety disorder, but because I've never brought it up to like a health professional. But I know that if I did like go to like a psychiatrist or a psychometrist for a psychiatric assessment, I know that I would be diagnosed with social anxiety disorder, and maybe also generalized anxiety disorder. I'm less sure about that, but social anxiety disorder for sure. I know a lot about it because I've been in like the psychiatric system for a while. When I was a teenager, I experienced severe bouts of depression. I was diagnosed with major depressive disorder, and so I was in contact very often with my family doctor, psychiatrists, psychologists, social workers on a few occasions, psychiatric nurses, I don't know who else, other people in the psychiatric field. So I got a lot, like, I started learning a lot about depression and also other forms of mental illness. I was hospitalized a few times, so I was like in a lot of contact with people who were going through like different mental illnesses. And then that got me interested in psychology, so I ended up deciding to major in psychology in university. So I did my degree in psychology with the goal of going to graduate school and then eventually becoming, like when I graduated with my PhD, becoming a clinical psychologist so I could help people like myself. I ended up not going that route because like at the last minute I decided that I didn't want to go to graduate school because it's too scary, and too much work, and I was afraid that like I wouldn't be able to do it. When like, I don't know, like overall I'm a pretty good student, and I think that I probably would have been able to do graduate school, but I was just like really scared about it and I just wanted to avoid it. So I ended up deciding that that anxiety about going to graduate school was it was more important to avoid that than it was for me to become a clinical psychologist. And right or wrong, it led me to change career goals. So now I'm interested in being a psychiatric nurse. So now I just have to I graduated with my undergraduate degree in psychology, and now I have to go to nursing school, and then I'll be able to be a psychiatric nurse. But anyway, so I was talking about my background in psychology. So I had that personal experience that I was talking about when I was depressed and suicidal on a few occasions. But that's been like a few years, like 2 years, I think, since my last depressive episode. And then there's the fact that I went to school and I studied psychology. I also volunteered at an anxiety research clinic. So I had a lot of opportunities to look at patients' files. And like I was allowed to because I had signed a confidentiality agreement that like nothing that I would never speak of anything that I saw in the patient's files. So it was all okay that I looked at their files. But I saw like the kinds of things that they're anxious about, and I was like, I think I'm actually more anxious than that. And I had the opportunity to look at a lot of different psychiatric like tests and measures and scales and all that stuff. And so I took a lot of the tests and I scored them at the end. And I know like they're supposed to be scored by a trained professional, which I know that I'm not. I mean, I'm well aware of that. But anyway, I took the test anyway and I scored them, and I always scored on like the higher end of social anxiety. So then I was like, I've known for a very long time that I'm uncomfortable in social situations, but I didn't realize that I know what social anxiety is, but I never actually realized that I had social anxiety, because it's not something I ever brought up in my personal counseling sessions, because I'm not really too anxious in one-on-one situations. So I was never like actively thinking about my anxiety when I was in one-on-one therapy. And also in therapy, I could direct the conversation. So I would like naturally talk about things that didn't make me anxious. So it just never really came up. So I never told people, like when I was in counseling for depression, I never really told psychologists or psychiatrists that I also experienced a lot of anxiety. And of course, they never saw me in a social situation, so they had no way of knowing really. And I did a fairly good job of hiding it, I think, when I went to. So there's the research clinic, and then I also volunteered at a major crisis line. So people with like all mental illnesses, but mostly depression and anxiety, and people who are just like in general intensely lonely would call. So I'd have a lot of experience talking to different people with similar problems to mine. Then I also volunteered in a professor's research lab. It was also an anxiety lab. And I did phone screens for people who thought that they had anxiety. And so the screen, like I would phone screen them, and I would give them like a variety of tests, and then I would score them, and if they had gotten like above a certain score, then I would invite them in to meet with a psychometrist, I think, to see if they'd be eligible for the study. And we were taking people with social anxiety, but not just any social anxiety, but really intense social anxiety. So I took the test because I knew how to like score it and everything. Oops. Yeah. I knew how to score it and everything, and I scored on a very high end of social anxiety. So I knew at that point that I probably had social anxiety, but I didn't realize that it was that intense. So apparently my social anxiety is very extreme. And I wouldn't have known that it was that extreme if I hadn't taken that particular test, which right now I forget what it is because there are so many social anxiety tests. Where was I going with that? So yeah, all that to say that I know what social anxiety is, and even though I haven't been formally diagnosed by a professional, I'm confident that I would be diagnosed with it if I ever brought it up and I told them what my exact, like, symptoms or traits are, or whatever. Yeah, so, like, I don't know, a lot of, like, I don't know what to say after that. This is so directionless. I'm going off on tangents, too. I think if I make any more videos, I'm going to have to, like, write an outline out for myself so that I can, like, stay on topic. But I don't even know if anyone's still watching at this point. I don't know if I'll post this. Oh gosh, I'm so embarrassed. Anyway, I don't really know what else to say. I think that I'm going to rewatch this and then I'll decide if I want to post this or not. Of course, if you're watching this, then I obviously chose to post it. And if I'm okay with the outcome of this, I guess I will probably make more videos. Like I said earlier, I don't know how often I'll make them. I really want to disable comments because I don't really want to know what people think about this or think about me. But I kind of need the comments because that's what I'm going to use to gauge whether or not I should make more videos. So I'll leave the comment section open. And again, I just really want to thank Emily for posting her videos about social anxiety because that's what gave me the courage to post these videos, or this video. One thing that if I continue to post, you'll learn about me is that I don't talk very clearly, and the more I think about the way I talk, like the less clearly I talk, and that's like another anxiety thing. Oh my gosh. So that's all. So anyway, thank you for watching if you're still here, and I might see you later. Bye.